Yeah. All right, yo, what's good, gamers? What's good? My name is Dr. Ryan Charles Psych Sensei, and welcome. Oh, jeez. Oh my god. Why is that yelling at me? All right, there it is. Well, at least the sound is working for sure. For sure. It is working. But where's my window now? Where's my window? Sound's working. That's great. Good to know. I sound great. Anyway, great to see you tonight. As always, my name is Dr. Ryan Terrell, Psych Sensei. Welcome to Ryan's Rambles. Tonight we're doing some research concerning toxic mindsets, or when mindsets become toxic. Honestly, it happens a lot, especially in gaming. So if you want to learn more about me and see what I do, please visit my website, psychsensei.com. There you can find all the resources, baby, and all the links to other resources like my TikTok, my LinkedIn, my Twitter, my Facebook, my YouTube, all of it. And speaking of YouTube, if you're catching me on YouTube, what's good? Hello. I'm streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. Sick. Also, if you think your mindsets are becoming a little too toxic, please visit my website, psychsensei.com, and fill out a free consultation form. There, you and I can sit down, figure out what's kind of going on, what you like, what you don't like, and get you to a place that you like a little bit better than the one you're in now. And the best part about that one is it's completely free, baby. I really enjoy those free consultation forms. A, I get to meet you. Two, I get to we get to talk and just chill. And, you know, even if it's not with me or, you know, working with me, I'd love to help you out, find some other resources for you so you can be the best version of yourself or live the healthiest life you want to. So all those things can be found on my website, again, psychsensei.com. But hey, I hope all of you are having a nice evening. And if this is your first time here, if you throw me a follow, you have a little avatar buddy that runs around the ground. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. But yeah. Hope everyone's doing well. If you want to nerd out with me, let's just... Oh. There we go. That's not it. That's not it. This. Alright, I can show you the scalpel later, but this is what I want to do. See, the thing that I'm really upset with, too, is like I had all my windows set up, and then they decided to Control-Delete themselves. So here we are. But see, the thing that I was really interested in from last time, I guess I'll share it with you right now. The continuation of this was from talking about or thinking about... Oh, why no scroll? Mindsets, okay, the whole thing that had this started was like, I was thinking about, all right, is there like an optimal mindset? Is there something or qualities of a mindset that make it really good? And this first article that I came across with this like golden mean, the overuse, underuse, and optimal use of character strengths, I thought was really interesting because what this article basically said was that like depends on the culture, time, and context. There are different qualities of a character, or you know, I'm gonna just use character's mindset, that deem it helpful or not. And also what was really, really interesting was the concept of overusing or underusing strengths and how that affects you or how that makes it optimal or suboptimal, which I really thought was really, really interesting. And then they had like a list of words of like personality traits, and then they had like the balanced version, the one where it's used too much, and the one that's when you use it too little bit. And what I liked about this article was that like it kind of reminded me of like going to the gym. And you'd see those really big dudes is all jacked up and all arms and stuff like that. And you're like, man, they're huge. But then you look at their legs and they're like these small little chicken legs, you know what I mean? And basically, that's kind of exactly how personality traits are too, where this dude in the gym that's really strong, is really jacked, like they overuse their strengths, thus becoming really top heavy. And because of that, they solve pretty much every problem with their upper body or what they're strong at. But if they actually spent a day just working on their legs to rebalance their body or how they look, they would have a more proportional body, or they would be strong in other areas. So the concept of this which was really interesting, was that like, the concept is not just using your strengths, but what happens when you overuse them and overcompensate that through them. Gonna be the stream doggy? Yeah, stream doggy. Wanna assume your position? Alright. But that's the overall scalpel where I'll be taking some note skis on this thing for sure. But let's jump into the research here. All right. All right, so we got this one. Overuse. Actually, let's just search up. Let's see, baby. Whoa, hatred is a mindset triggered by stressful external events, negative personal or group interpretations, and unhealthy social environments. What? You know, that's another thing that I think I want to look at too is toxic positivity. You know what? Maybe I'll just like control and then open them the next. Okay. Toxic masculinity. What? Mindfulness, the toxic triangle, reducing negative impacts of toxic leadership organizations. Interesting. Okay. Fix and growth. Fair. Critical role of toxic leadership. I've been seeing that a lot. Okay. Okay, more toxic positivity stuff. See, the other thing that like all this research and just this quick glance makes me think about is that things become toxic basically when they become overused. You know what I mean? Like positivity is great, but too much positivity is bad. And that becomes toxic positivity. Where on their side, like a little bit of skepticism or like negativity, realism is good. But if you go too much, then it becomes like debilitating, you know? Okay, let's see. I want to see, like, where is this? When mindsets become toxic. Okay, this is the one that keeps popping up. Interesting. Maybe it's what makes mindsets toxic. Interesting. Let's see if there's any recent ones. Okay, we got toxic leadership, environment. What? I'm just addressing toxicity. Let's zoom this to like 200%. I guess 3 honeys is great for us. Okay. This is giant. Okay. There's been an EK, so this is addressing toxicity and extremism in games, conversations with the video game industry. Interesting. In 2024, recent. This article, there has been increased focus on reducing hate, harassment, and extreme exploitation in digital games through solutions from community management, trust and safety, and design perspective. Despite this attention, the industry lacks basic standards around these issues, and efforts in this area are stymied by the ubiquity of toxic gaming culture and fears in the industry about discussing extremism and hate within games. Today, a patchwork of strategies and tools exist in the study focus groups with industry professionals were conducted to increase understanding of industry professionals' perceptions of these problems and solutions. Okay, several primary themes regarding solutions emerge: games and social systems design strategies, moderation and player report strategies, and wish list solutions. Okay, let's just skim, shall we? I'm interested. How many people? Mixed methods, God. Okay. 14 focus groups. Damn. 34 participants total. Dang. Okay. Oh, look at this. That's not bad. Look at this breakdown. 15, 14, and 5. That's great. Usually the gender is like overwhelmingly men. Overwhelmingly white men. I mean, hey. Yo, we win some, you lose some, bro. Okay, let's see. Okay, so these are the things they got. Okay, additionally, these things are identified in the groups, including barriers to solutions and the value of discussion focus groups we found. Okay. Whoa. Okay, this is on the case. So some solutions, right? They got design and behavior interactions. Okay. Also, several participants noted there are some pre-existing challenges or contexts that can't be controlled by developers. They stress that developers still have the power and responsibility to impact the culture and behavior in the games. Okay. This is the other thing, though, that this makes me think of. Like, would developers actually want to stop people being toxic? Okay, that's the premise. Because from other research that I understand, too, especially in, like, social media, I think, like, Facebook. Again, please reference the documentary The Greatest Hack. Really good documentary. And there's another one, too, on Netflix that was really good. But basically, like, what the industry has found was that people don't actually engage with fun, nice content. What people like to engage in is things that make them upset and get rage baited into like participating in it more, you know? So if that's true, then why wouldn't that apply to games? For example, how often do you like tilt queue? You know what I mean? Like, how often are you upset from your last game? A classic one is you can't end on a loss, where you just queue up again, even if you didn't have a good time or even if it was bad, like you'll queue up again just to play another game. And then you'll play another game, and then you'll play another game, and you'll play another game. Or like, you want to prove that troll wrong about the things that they told you, or you're still upset because that troll told you that thing, and then it draws you into play another game, right? So like, and then, I mean, if you spend time in game, especially if a game is free, your attention and time is the commodity. That's, I mean, nothing is for free, and you're paying for this game through your time and attention, and if you buy skins and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So, like, my question is, although that developers have the responsibility of dictating the culture and the behavior in their games, what's the motivation for them to clean up their game to make it really fun if they know that people who are upset tend to spend more time in game? You know what I mean? Like, that's my question. Like, it might be even counterintuitive or counterproductive for them to fix the behaviors or culture to a certain extent because they still want people to be upset and play their game. So absolutely, I do believe that developers do have a responsibility in impacting, have the responsibility to impact the culture and behaviors with their games. But then again, I'm not quite sure the motivation to a certain point, you know, to a certain extent. Finally, participants across focus groups expressed an understanding that simply suppressing problematic behavior is not enough to support players in the long term. Behavior change if they are unaware of new, more functional ways of interacting. This complex interaction between player behavior and game stimuli highlights the importance of a robust set of strategies that can be tailored to different games and populations. Okay. Communication and behavior restrictions. Common strategies that reduce disruptive player behavior include restricting communication between players, such as by having only emoji communication or a library of pre-selected words and phrases. Okay, Pokemon Go Pokemon Unite does this. At the same time, here's the thing. The best part about humans is that they'll learn how to communicate with each other. The scariest thing about humans is, like, sometimes what they say means something totally different, especially if we all know what you're trying to say. You know what I mean? For example, question mark pings. You know what those pings mean. You know what those pings mean. Uh, Participants noted a trade-off between more safety opportunities for community building live strategy. More restricted communication is safer, but offers less opportunities for community, while less restricted communication with more risk comes with more risk as well as richer relationship building opportunities. Yeah, I can see that. There's a trade-off, right? Like if you're able to all chat somebody or actually like type meaningful information that's really good and you can make friends and stuff like that at the same time, they can be used for evil. Some games have been able to strike a balance depending on the type of game, as discussed by these participants. Sure. All right. Modeling norms through narrative and character representation. I mean, I think that's good. I think that's important for people to see themselves. Sure. Okay, well, what is this? Mindful use of frustration and in-group mechanics. Okay. Similar to the idea that developers don't need to solve everything, there was an acknowledgement from participants that some games or game types have challenging or frustrating elements core to the game. I mean, Valorant, the entire thing. League of Legends, the entire thing. And this is where the importance of being mindful about friction or frustration elements is particularly important. I'm so interested because I feel like this is a related article. We can jump to it after. A lot of the games that multiple participants discussed the importance of being intentional about the use of frustrating conditions in games, noting these may increase the likelihood of disruptive behaviors from players. If you don't want to have disruptive behavior, don't design in such a way that people are going to be rewarded. For example, if there's only one reward, everybody's going to compete to get it, and that's going to favor some sort of trolling behavior. That's true. So unless you make sure that everyone can have it, but then you have another problem that people are just going to do the effort, they can get the reward anyway. So there's always a design decision's going to impact behavior, and so we have guidelines, but there's no way to do it all. For example, there are only so many people that can hit silver, bronze, gold, diamond, emerald, challenger, master, grandmaster. There's only so many people that can hit those things. So I mean, by having that little challenge or reward, people are going to troll, you know? But at the same time, like the reward element, if everyone has it, it's not as rewarding, I guess. Participants did not state that studios should stop making challenging games. Fair. Instead, the general sentiment is that that's similar to the trade-off around communication described earlier. Developers should be mindful of how design choices are likely to create frustration in players, whether that frustration is core to the game. Okay. I have another question. All right, if you play a game that rewards good behavior, how motivated are you to do the thing to get the good behavior reward? Like, is the good behavior reward something to be sought after? Like, for example, like, besides just like, oh, yay, I hit level 4 on League of Legends, you know? Level 4 honor. Or like in Pokemon Unite, what was really cool was like you had this reward of coins, which are kind of valuable if you remained above a certain honor in your games, you know what I mean? Which is kind of cool. I think it's a daily collect, but what would make it worth it for you to have good behavior? Like, would it be a skin? Like, would it be a chest? Like, for you, what would be motivating enough to be good boy, good girl, good person, you know, on game? I mean, that's one thing to even say that we need that, and I wish that like everyone would be on good behavior, but I'm just saying, like, if the developer was going to reward your good behavior, what would be the reward that you'd be like, yes, please, that's the one that is motivating for me? All right, several groups discuss expectation and reward system as ways to tell players what behaviors they want to see and rewarding that behavior. Participants cited Riot's honor systems. Okay. Kudos. Ah. Best shot caller, kept their cool. Cool. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, in addition to game and social system designs, they aim to set players up for appropriate behavior and reduce the likelihood of disruptive behavior from upstream moderation, and player reporting systems are another aspect of a robust strategy for community well-being. Okay, I wonder how those reports and stuff get moderated. You know, if it's AI or if it's like an actual human being at Riot going through all these reports, you know what I mean? Because they must get like bajillions of reports a day and multiple reports from multiple people in multiple games. You know what I mean? Some of these strategies may intervene after the point of player behavior, but before community impact, such as a player types a banned word in in-game chat. The word is blocked and not sent. Other tools intervene after behavior impact, with a goal of preventing such behavior in the future, such as player reporting systems or policies around restricting, blocking, or banning users. Another statistic that I think would be really interesting to know is how actually effective is Riot's like banning system or like disciplinary system for actual behavior change. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to see some statistics of like, this person got banned or chat restricted or whatever, and then this is the behavior change where they didn't say those things or they actually improved. Like, I'm just curious. Interesting. Okay. This is not exactly where we want to go, but or where we started off, but interesting. Okay. I'm kind of over this one. This looks fascinating. Okay. Hatred is a mindset triggered by stressful external events, negative personal or group interpretations, and unhealthy social environments. Okay. Hatred may affect the mental health of oneself or others. This article aims to explore what information can be obtained from the medical literature to understand the reasons regarding the generation of hatred in human beings. Interesting. Okay. A systematic search of medical literature was carried out by the PubMed Medical Library to identify articles that deal with the subject matter of hatred. Articles included... Okay. The word hatred is used in a variety of meanings in medical literature. Medical researchers utilize a variety of methods to take several different approaches to understand various aspects of developmental hatred. Hatred is a mindset that people can develop for several reasons. Hatred can take the focus of one's own self towards inanimate objects or towards other people. Stressful events, personal interpretations, group interpretations, and the real or virtual life environment factors are some of the major reasons that may contribute towards the generation of hate. So basically, what you're saying is that hatred is a learned behavior. It's not, and the reason I say that is because, like, okay, this stressful event, it's just like this thing is happening, right? The event is stressful. But again, what makes this probably turn into hate is the interpretation of the event and the meaning that we make of this event and the people that surround it. The personal interpretations, I mean, goes without saying. The group interpretations, right? If I had to take a guess, the group probably has to teach you how to interpret the thing, and then it becomes your own personal interpretation. The group probably could also include your family, church, school, community, ethnicity, whatever, because each group has its own values, perspectives, histories, all these kinds of things that teach them stuff, and then you internalize it probably in your own personhood, and then this interpretation or whatever probably dictates the direction, self, others, inanimate objects, or whatever, and it probably teaches you the way, okay, the group, and then probably to yourself, teaches you all these things, and then what's okay and not okay to express, who it is to express it at and not okay to express it at, you know, so makes sense. So, and then you play the chicken and the egg, right? Is the group interpretations affected by the environment? You know what I mean? Or is the environment expected by the group? That is a chicken and egg kind of a thing. But I mean, that makes a lot of sense. But again, what this sentence means to me is that hate, or the generation of hate, is a learned behavior, and based on your own interpretation of what's going on or your understanding of something, but you have to learn that. Because, I mean, at the same time, I have no idea if any baby hates another baby. Like, just a little baby. I don't think babies hate things. Maybe they hate tastes and stuff like that, but I don't think babies hate other babies. Because I don't think they get taught how to hate other babies. I mean, maybe they get upset at other babies, but it's not like, I hate you, baby. You know what I mean? Then again, I don't speak baby, so. All right. Conclusion. Findings from this literature search suggests that there is no single pattern or theory that can fully explain development of hate, the development of hatred in humans. Hateful mindsets can manifest in numerous ways. Each manifestation can be understood in its unique context and background. I think that kind of goes again with the personality thing too. Like, there's a unique context and background of what's good and what's bad, or how this comes to be. There seems to be some common external and internal factors that are recurrently identified across the studies that tend to play a role towards its generation. Some of the internal reasons that may lead to the development of hatred include personal attributes, negative connotations, negative feelings, and individual motivations of the hater, etc. Hater, hate. Learned. This means to me, again, like, your personal attitude towards something probably comes from your experience with the thing. The negative connotations, again, comes from the experience of dealing with that thing and then being like, oh, I didn't like that. Negative feelings, same. And individual motivations. I mean, maybe there's some secondary gain of hating. Also, like, it's probably like a us versus them, in group, out group kind of thing. Some of the external reasons may include being exposed to hateful environments in groups, being exposed to negative life experience, and exposure to online hateful activities on social media. Yo, honestly, like, I think it's really interesting how, like, social media and online, like, can just feed your brain whatever. And honestly, how, like, the other interesting thing about this too, like, if you want to take the TikTok example, or like Facebook or whatever, like, the thing that's really, really interesting is that you might just assume that everybody has the same algorithm. Like, you and I, like, you may assume that you and I share the exact same, like, plethora of information. You and I might assume that you have the same type of content that gets shoved to you that gets to me. But in reality, our algorithms are completely different. And what you get shown and what I get shown, sure, there may be some similarities and some, like, common videos. For example, the whole demure, very cutesy, that thing. Or maybe all those TikTok dances, or some other things, like some other content that the Hawk Tool Girl, for example, that might be some content that we both share. But other things, and most things, are probably very different. And I was listening to, like, a documentary, and the documentary said that, like, the gap between the poles of extreme, we think that they're more, like, polarized than it is in actuality. Where if we actually sit down and remove the virtual world and sit down and have a conversation, we probably have more in common with each other than not. But because there is a gap, and the internet, it's our filter, we perceive that there's a further gap between us, and then it further encourages hate, which is really interesting. But yeah, in conclusion, I mean, oh, here's the other thing too. If that's true, that hate is a learned behavior, then what also must be true is hating yourself is also a learned behavior. And if that's true, why? Where did that come from? Where did you learn it? To hate yourself or put yourself down or like see yourself than less than? Like, where did you learn that? And then like, how did that thing get reinforced? What I mean by that, like if you're gonna learn something, like it has to be reinforced by something to say like, yes, that is correct. That is the correct way to perceive yourself, or that is the correct way to treat yourself. You know, that's the way. So my question is, where did you learn how to hate yourself? And then who supported the hate of yourself that kind of cemented it for you? Interesting. I never thought of it that perspective. If hatred is a learned behavior, then that also means that you must have had to learn that too, to not like yourself or put yourself down. Where and why? And then, I mean, for example, maybe it's the other way around where it's you do it so you don't seem really boastful. Maybe, I'm not quite sure. That's a question you can ask. Bad mindsets. When mindsets. Yeah, I really want to see this one. But it's all like toxic leaderships. Okay, maybe it's... Oh. Yeah, growth mindsets are really huge too. Those are like really... Social pressures and the use on smartphone use stickiness. Interesting. Sustainable mindsets. You know what? Now I'm kind of interested in toxic leadership. What's that? I should probably let me make a new one of these. I think this would be really interesting at the end to be like, what happened today? Okay, so we started toxic mindsets. When do mindsets become toxic? And then that led us to, let me back up. Wait, back that thing up. Wait, what's this toxic triangle? Okay, where do we go? Okay. How do we get to hatred from mindsets, people? Okay. Okay, it was here. Okay, so straight off the bat, we hit it hard, bro. We went from... Ooh, that's interesting too. Okay, it was here. Toxic patriotism. The critical role of toxic leadership. Okay, here it is. Okay, then we got to here. What? How did we get here to hate? But hey, that's where we ended up. We got to here, and then it was by this dude. I wish there was like an auto site. Maybe there is. Yes. Okay, here it is. Okay, so we oh my god, that's so funny. Okay. Delete. Okay, we went here, and then from here the conclusion is hate is a learned behavior is the takeaway. TLDR. Okay. Then we went from there to, okay, if hate's a learned behavior. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's write this down here so we can see how we got here. Okay, if hate's a learned behavior, the questions we got was, learn to hate. How did you learn how to hate yourself? What factors people reinforced you to hate yourself? I mean, this all, not only yourself, but like, this was like the offshoot, right? But that came from the other article, which was... Whoa. Which was... What's the video game one? Dang. Let's see if we can find it. This one. Bingo Bango. All right. Let's see if I can find this one. I don't think I can, Yes, sir. Site. God. Okay. Okay, this is the second article. So let's, move this. Put a bullet bubble here. Okay, this one led us to this one, right? Maybe we just, do it like that. And let's drag this over here. And this was TLDR. This one is, the takeaway for this one for me was, oh, this is my question. Maybe that's not a takeaway. Maybe it was just a question, right? The question was, what motivation does a developer have to make their game less toxic? Toxic if they benefit from tilted, toxic / trolly behavior. At what point is it important to clean up games community? What is the cost? At what cost do developers step in? That's my question. Like, when does that happen? Okay. No. Alright. We did that one. Can we read this one? Where is functional cookies? Okay. Aw, dang. That is a... These are... Okay. Okay, now we went into toxic positivity. Let's see, bad mindsets. Bad, mad, or glad. Exploring relations between leaders, appraisals, or attributions of their use of abusive supervision and emotional reactions. What? Mindsets and practices of excellent CEOs. Theories of intelligence. Mindsets that hold you back. These are good mindsets. This one. Ooh, mindsets that promote resilience. When students believe that personal characteristics could be developed. You mean a growth mindset? See, okay, you know that Angela Duckworth thing about grit? What I didn't know, I thought grit was something you could develop. But from what I understand, and I could be wrong because I didn't read the book, I just read an article that kind of went over it, was that grit is just a personality trait. And it's something you have or you don't. That's kind of shitty. I guess you can learn how to be gritty and like train it, but like they just said like it's something you have. I'm like, dang. Hey, this is an interesting one. This is for Casey Thomas. What? Okay. Where is the thing? All right, we present the work, discuss how psychological mindsets... The present work discusses how psychological mindsets, orientations that affect how consumers encode, interpret, and respond to information can help, as well as hurt portion control. To this end, the current article first provides an overview of general idea of psychological mindsets. Subsequently, evidence from 3 distinct areas of mindset research is reviewed: power and powerlessness, fix and growth, promotion and prevention. Interesting. I kind of want to read about these mindsets, low-key. For each literature, the relevant mindsets are discussed and their implications for consumer behavior generally and proportion control specifically are illuminated. Ooh, nice word. This paper also provides a discussion of gaps in mindset research, which consideration given to how to bridge the theoretical development of mindsets to practical applications. Interesting. Okay. I want to see the freaking things, man. Power and powerlessness. That's interesting. That is very interesting. The one asset you really need to win and keep the job you love. Stuck in the muck? Okay, that's just a catchy title. You gotta read that. You gotta read that, baby. Oh, I downloaded it. It'd be what it'd be. Oh, balls. I don't want that one. That's a good title. Honestly, not gonna lie. I am a sucker for articles with good titles. Not gonna lie. If I could go back again, I would write articles that like had really funny titles. Really interesting. Got you. I thought that said Sigma. I was like, what? Poverty Sigma? Academic achievements or just... Ooh, what? Okay, this is called Get Away, Get Away, Get Away. You're running it. Okay, this is fascinating. Okay. Academic achievement and depressive symptoms are fixed mindsets distinct from negative attribution style. Okay, let's see what you got. Over the last 30 years, there have been an explosion of research on mindset theories of personality attributes, such as intelligence dweck. Research shows that individuals who believe that their attributes are fixed rather than changeable, key, are more likely to have negative academic outcomes and negative moods. Reason being, if you're like, oh, I'm bad at math, I can't spell, I don't read. Like, once you say, like, that's a global thing that you do, You're also not going to put the time and effort to try to read or spell or do math. You just say, oh, I can't do it. And then you just like stop, which leads to I'm shit, I'm bad, I have a negative mood. So versus, I know that this is challenging right now. If I just keep working at it, I know that I can do it. It's just going to take more time than I'm used to, because that places more power and control back into yourself versus I'm just bad at math and then you die in math. However, it remains clear. I mean, same thing happens in games, right? Like, oh, I can't play Assassin. I don't play Melee. That's just not my play style. Versus like, okay, it may not be your play style. True. You may not naturally gravitate to Melee Assassins, for example. But if you're actually able to put some time into practicing and touching them and playing with them, even though it's not your natural style, you could understand it. You could play a little bit better, you know, and then it places the power back into you versus I'm bad at Melee Assassins. Same kind of thing, which then probably not commits, but what's the word I'm looking for? Contributes, there it is, to your negative mood. However, it remains clear that if these mindset theories represent a novel construct, or if they overlap with the cognitive theories of, yo, what's good, you all? You Ellie? Shmoo? Sorry, man, I'm mispronouncing your name, but what's good, baby? Welcome. And you're on YouTube. What's good? The YouTube is must be streaming, so that's sick. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Do you fall into this, man? Do you like do the fixed negative mindset to yourself? Okay, according to cognitive theories, people who attribute negative life events to stable and this is huge. This is huge. However, it remains unclear if these mindsets represent novel or they overlap with the cognitive theories of depression, which were theorized a decade earlier. According to the cognitive theories, people who attribute negative life events to stable and global, i.e. unchangeable forever and always, forever and will be, causes are more likely to become helpless and develop depression. Yes. Okay, that's actually a really interesting point, because the thing that this makes me think of is like, if I have a fixed mindset of I'm bad at math, it's not like I'm bad at, or Melee Assassins, I'm bad at Melee Assassins for now. It is, I'm bad at Melee Assassins forever and for always, and I know that I will be here terrible forever and for always. If that is forever and for always how it's going to be, I'm going to be depressed. I'm just going to lay on the ground. But if it's not, then you have a chance to change and learn it and do better. So I guess the question here is, do you have any global attributes of yourself that make you sad that you can't change them? And if so, if they are global, think of the time frame of how true that is. Is it forever? Is it till Monday? Is it until I work on it? What is it? The purpose of this current study was to test whether the newer mindset theories provide an incremental advance in knowledge or more likely specific instances of a more general negative attribution style. To this end, we conducted a 2-time point perspective study with 130 undergraduate. Contrary to hypothesis, results showed that intelligence mindsets are distinct from negative attribution styles. However, intelligence mindsets do not demonstrate predictive or incremental validity. It does not predict end of semester GPA, dropping a class, or depressive symptoms. In contrast, negative attribution style preceded both dropping a class and increased depressive symptoms. I gotta find these terms now, bro. I gotta find these things. This is fat. Oh, look, a bell curve. Look, another bell curve. Okay, we're just gonna skip the discussion. Let's skip the discussion. You, Ellie, you approve? You approve, baby? Intelligence mindsets. Okay, interesting. Maybe this is it, you know? Okay, from that article. Oh, we just need to cite it. We just need to cite it. What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, from this article. Okay, probably should have a button for that. Okay, then it led to this article, which made us think about. It's like this. Well, I just don't want it to get screwed. Okay, that's fine. All right, so this article made us think about okay, how long is okay, do you think things can be changed, or are they this way forever and always? Yo, Dyson's Fear, baby, what's good? Oh no, this is not. Oh no, this is all too real. I've been dealing with this exact stuff this week. Oh yeah? What you been dealing with, Dice? Forever and always? Okay, if so, what was the other one? They're saying that honestly, like, I think that's really, I mean, I think the reason why, like, growth and fixed mindset hits so hard is because, like, just the fact that if you believe, and I don't know if it's placebo or not, but you know what? From placebo research, what I've learned is you just don't ask questions, you just take that, you know what I mean? But the thing that it makes me think of is, like, just the mere fact, if you think that something can change or you can be different, then it can be, versus it's fixed, it's stuck, it's always this way forever and always. And I think the most confusing thing about fixed and growth mindset stuff is that, like, you can have a fixed mindset about something and a growth mindset towards another thing. It's not like a black and white, you either all fixed or all growth. Like, there is a mixture of things that you know that you can work on and improve on, and there's other things that you just, goddamn it, you believe that it's like this forever. Which is so really interesting. And I think the other really interesting thing too is that, like, if we go back to the hate thing, and you've learned that, like, I hate myself and it's okay to hate myself. In fact, it's best if I direct the hate to myself. Like, okay, do you have a growth or fixed mindset towards the way you feel about yourself too, and your sense of goodness? For example, like, all right, I may suck right now, and I may not like myself right now, but I know that if I fix these things, or if I work on these things, or if I address some of these things, I might like myself a little bit more. Or if I do these things, I can learn to be kinder to myself a little bit more. And then I won't be so depressed, and then I can have more control. And if I have more control, I have more influence, and I can guide my ship wherever I want. I was talking to a player today, and something that was really, really interesting was something that he was saying, like, oh, I've always kind of, like, felt that I always feel like I have a little bit of control, even though I know that I probably have more control than I think. And the image that I had was like whitewater rafting. Okay, stick with me. I know that that's yep, I've been really trying to rotate from, like, labels to feelings. Yes, that's right. I like that. Like, instead of I'm broken, I'm going to feel with I'm feeling broken. I feel broken. Yeah. If you also want to try this other thing, Dice, it's from ACT therapy, where it's like, I think I'm feeling this way. I hear myself doing this, and, like, removing yourself with, like, putting some distance between yourself and the thought, because feelings can pass. Absolutely. And they're not as permanent. But the thing that ACT therapy is saying is, like, I think that I am this. I think that I am thinking about this. I think I'm thinking about this. You know, like, if you put more distance between you and your thought, it's easier to examine them. Or if, like, oh, I think my brain is thinking about this, or the situation is making my brain fixate on this, you know? And then, like you said, the feelings can pass, you have more distance, and then it becomes just a thought versus a hard capital T truth. Another thing to think about too is when you're thinking about these things, the next question is or the next thing you can try to do is challenge yourself of like, how true is this? Am I really broken? Or like you said, I'm just feeling like I'm broken. So the actuality of me being broken isn't true. I'm just feeling this way. I love that. Absolutely. Oh, sorry. So the thing I was thinking about with that player, right? And he said like, I have control, but I don't feel like I have a lot of control, but I probably have more control than I think I do. And the picture was whitewater rafting. Okay. I've personally never been whitewater rafting, but I've seen whitewater rafting and I understand the concept of what, okay, maybe, well, it wasn't really whitewater rafting, but in Japan, we did take this like boat trip that had rapids, but there's like 70-year-olds in the boat. So could have been crazy, you know? But even when I was on that thing or going down the river, yes, the river has a current and the river is going to take you downstream. You know, it's going to go that way. At the same time, just because the thing is going downstream doesn't mean that you can't steer it a little. Doesn't mean that you can't influence what side of the river you're on or how you go through the rapids. Yes, you're going to go through the rapids and you're going to go down the river. At the same time, you still have some control and influence about how you go down the river. You know what I mean? So yes, even though there may not be complete control, you still have influence on what direction and how fast and where around the river you are. You still can steer. You still have this rudder. Yeah, you may not be able to control the speed, but you still can control and influence some things. So that was the picture that came with that player was like, yes, you may not have full control. And yeah, you probably have more control than you think. How do you want to use it? But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. The thing is, having this is your Morpheus red pill, blue pill moment. And what I mean by that is like, all right, say you do now understand that you have control and influence over situations in your life. Probably more than you think, right? Say you do, and you acknowledge that. Now, unlucky, you now have the responsibility to influence where you want to go. That's on you now. You have the control and the influence to choose where you want to go. You have the responsibility to take that ship wherever you want, and only you can do it. And if you propose it that way, oh, you know what? It is kind of daunting and it is kind of scary that you are now responsible for your life, the directions and the outcomes and things. But what people forget too is that, yes, you may be responsible for the things that go wrong, but at the same time, from that same perspective, you're also responsible for all the awesomeness that happens along the journey. And I think people forget that too, where it's like, oh no, I fucked up. It's all me. But at the same time, bro, when you make it, that is all you too. That is all you too. So don't be scared. Don't let it hold you back. Oh, fascinating. Another. Let me just see the. Yeah, I like what you're saying, Dice. I feel broken, not I am broken. That is so OP. Or in this moment, I am feeling this way. And it's okay to feel that. I like that. Man, maybe next stream is just going to be about fixed and growth mindsets. Although I feel like I'm beating a dead horse that's been run over and over and over again. Maybe it's just good to beat it one more time to make sure it's dead. Super dead. Whoa, okay. This is interesting. This is interesting. Okay, how's this one to support this? Growth mindsets of alcoholism buffer against deleterious Let's what is this? Wait, why is this not showing up where I want it to?
Deleterious.
Deleterious is the word. Deleterious. Causing harm or damage.
Deleterious.
Deleterious. That's the word, boys. Deleterious. Okay, growth mindsets of alcoholism buffer against deleterious effects of drinking. That means harmful. Drinking identity on problematic drinking over time. Okay, explicit self-report and implicit indirect messages of identification with drinking alcohol, drinking identity are associated with drinking outcomes cross-sectionally and longitudinally. A key next step is to identify moderators. The current study evaluated a promising moderator, mindsets of alcoholism. Believing people can change, growth mindset, is associated with adaptive outcomes in domains such as mental health, but research is scant regarding mindsets related to problematic drinking. We evaluate whether individuals' alcoholism mindsets moderate their drinking identity to relation as part of a larger longitudinal web-based study of heavy drinkers. Interessante. Okay. The results: drinking identity was positively associated with drinking outcomes. And drinking, I'm guessing drinking identity is who you are as a drinker. Oh, here you go. Drinking identity: the extent to which individuals associate themselves with drinking alcohol. I mean, the reason why I think this is kind of cool is because gamers, gamer identity, I mean, gamers, addictive gaming behavior, you know, like this seems to be a nice one-to-one. So I guess if you were to replace drinking identity with gaming identity or gamer identity, and which would be defined as the extent to which individuals associate themselves with playing games. Could be. Okay. Alcoholism mindset were significantly and negatively correlated with all drinking outcomes. So as drinking mindset goes up, drinking goes down. What? Mindsets were moderated by relationship between drinking identity and changes in drinking behaviors, but the relation was specific to explicit drinking identity and consumption. Among participants with stronger drinking identities, those who had stronger growth mindsets reported reduction in consumption over time. Yeah. Interesting. Growth mindsets of alcoholism appear adaptive for college graduate heavy drinkers with a stronger drinking identity. Mindsets are amenable to interventions targeting them may be useful in heavy drinking college graduates. Dude. So, basically what they're saying, or basically how I'm interpreting this, is if you believe you can change, you can actually change. But if you think that this is going to be forever and always this way, unlucky, I guess that's how it's going to be. So, I mean, if that's true, because now we're moving away from like characteristics of a personality, and now we're moving into the plasticity of a brain, of your perception of yourself over time. Let me duplicate this. Let me open this. This is so interesting. Site. Okay, which went here. Man, this is an interesting bouncing ball. Okay, so this one states that TLDR, if use apply growth mindset to alcohol identity equals reduction in drinking behaviors. Okay. which means the other thing would be if, believe, can change identity / relationship with drinking equals can change identity. Change identity with drinking. Okay, the question is if growth mindset can be applied to alcoholism / addictive gaming behavior, can it all alcoholism can it also be applied to addictive gaming behavior or your ability to improve in gaming? Question mark. Because honestly, like, I heard of all this stuff in academics, and then it's really interesting how we can apply all this mindset stuff to, like, games. I don't even know what to title this one. Let's try it. Let's look at one more. Let's see if there's anything cool before we skedaddle. This is so fascinating. I'm sad there's nothing on toxic mindsets, or like when mindsets become toxic. That's really like sad to me. I thought there would be more research on it, to be honest. Look at this one though. Oh, gross. Fascinating. Expired mindsets. That's so interesting that it's like all like leadership stuff. Is there like toxic versus cooperative behaviors at work? I'm kind of interested. Whoa. Okay, I'm good on this one. Thank you. What if I just said bad mindsets or mindsets? Toxic team mindsets? This hatred one was really interesting. It's all learned, man. Okay, let's end on what happens if it goes 2. Oh, bye, buddy. All right. Toxic positivity. Let me close this a little bit so you can see, too. All right. Toxic positivity, a phenomenon where positive thinking is prioritized to the exclusion of general emotional experiences, has gained prominence in modern society, especially with the advent of social media. This article examines the rise of toxic positivity, tracing its roots through psychological theories and cultural shifts. The discussion includes analysis of how social media platforms amplify this trend, possibly leading to significant mental health consequences such as anxiety, depression, and emotional suppression. Word. Drawing on key studies and a theoretical framework, this article highlights the adverse effects of unchecking positivity while offering practical strategies for individuals. These strategies include recognizing toxic positivity, maintaining a balanced emotional outlook, exploring your feelings, and practicing social media literacy. By understanding and addressing toxic positivity, individuals can develop a more genuine emotional awareness and support others by recognizing the full spectrum of human emotions. All right, you know what toxic? Okay, the picture I'm getting for like toxic positivity is, you ever seen the Lego movie? And you have that little unicorn that's like, everything is awesome, and like they hold back all the negativity because they just have to be happy all the time. Like that in my head is the perfect representation of toxic positivity. And if I'm going to balance the concept of toxic positivity with the research on people with depression, that has found that people with depression or depressive symptoms or experience depression have a more realistic and objective perspective of the world around them. Mr. Peanut Butter Mr. Peanut Butter. He's great though. Who doesn't love Mr. Peanut Butter? He's a like lab. Of course he's happy all the time. Not sure if familiar with that show or not. Dude, BoJack Horseman is a hot mess. I love it. It's so great. Whoever voices BoJack, I forget his name, is like that perfect. Will Arnett is a perfect like person for BoJack Horseman. I think it'd be really funny to see like, I mean, they're the same person. Like, are they the same person? If BoJack Horseman and what's his name? Archer. If they were gonna get into a room together, I think that would be such a funny like spin-off. Those two like narcissists in the same room. Oh, so good. So good. Right? Wouldn't that be so good? Just to see how they navigate like sharing a screen together, right? And like seeing how they're gonna interact or whatever together, I think would be freaking hilarious. That is just throw in Bob's from Bob's Burgers, because like there's the same person, Archer and Bob's Burgers. But yeah, like to me, I think that like, don't get me wrong, I think positivity is great. And I think there's although at the same time, another thing that's coming to mind is like the other study where they're looking at, what's better, more positive thoughts or less negative thoughts? And you would think that, oh, more positive thoughts are better because like positivity is great. But in actuality, what they found was like, if you thought less negative thoughts, it's better than thinking more positive thoughts, because more positive thoughts don't hurt. But if you actually decrease the negative thoughts that you're thinking, it actually helps you out more. So this is not like, I'm not saying for toxic positivity that like, stop thinking negative thoughts. What I'm saying is, I think it's really important here, maintaining a balanced emotional outlook, understanding that, yes, there are good things and there are bad things, but at the same time, being able to hold them and see them objectively, and then going from there. Because I think as soon as you go too far in one direction, you go too negative in your thoughts, it's really bad and it's really dark. But at the same time, it's too like rainbows and sunshine, then that's not how the world really is. You know, so there's a miss in reality, in what reality is in general. And by balancing our emotions, you actually ground yourself in the present and what's here right now and what's real and what's not. So understanding, you know, that balance. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about, right? Okay, so let's put this here. Bro. Okay. Right. And this made us think about all right. That is my TLDR of this article. Too much negativity, bad. Too much positivity, bad. Having balanced slash objective perspective, good. I think that's where we're gonna go for it. At the same time, like, between you and me, I think if I was gonna hang out with somebody who had like toxic positivity and like toxic negativity, I think they'd both irritate me. Like, have you ever like played with somebody who like is just really positive, but because they're really positive, like they seem so fake, or they don't seem real, or they don't have a grip on reality about how bad things are and what needs to happen right here, right now, with a sense of urgency, versus playing with someone with toxic negativity and it's all bad, everything is terrible, even good things are bad, like you win a game and it's still bad. Like, it's like, bro, just both of you, just shut up. That's okay, we're fine. Yeah, enemy on court ending. Don't worry, guys, it's all right. That was a good try. Oh my fucking god. And then I think another symptom of that is with the positive toxicity. I mean, toxic positivity is like it doesn't also allow you to be objective in what you want to fix and get better at. Because if everything is awesome, then nothing is wrong. Then we don't need to fix anything. Or it's just like, oh, it was just a weird game. Or like, that was just a weird day. Versus like, no, listen, we got real problems that we need to fix. Like now. And if you can't see them or acknowledge them, then we can't work on anything because you think everything is great. When in actuality, it's like that dog, you know, the dog in the house that's burning down. This is fine. That's kind of how it feels. Absolutely. It's okay. We're fine. It's a game. We'll get him in the next game. And then, oh my god, the most irritating thing about that too, say you do have a that's fine, everything is awesome kind of person. I'm sure, great, good vibes. At the same time, because they don't think anything is wrong, they don't fix anything, nor do they admit any of their mistakes, and you want to choke them. Or if they do admit that they have mistakes and that they're going to fix them, they don't actually fix them, so you want to choke them. So, I don't know. Is that too close to home for me? I don't know. Maybe. All right. Well, bro, Dice on Sphere, thanks for coming, baby. That was so fun. I'm glad that we got to talk. Good to see you. That reminds me of long ago. League player Crumbs, one of my favorites, has such a great mindset. He said, even a game I know is unwinnable, I focus on one thing I can do better and work on that. Like last hitting as close to perfect as I can. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think if every game, there's something that you can get out of. Even if it's like a doomer, you can still work on mechanics, right? There's always something you can get better at, or team communication, or my own mindset, or something. There's always something to work on. Even if it's an FF15 kind of situation, you know, you still can work on something. You can still focus on something. Another great mindset I liked that a player had was, I don't expect anything when I go into a league game. Like when I queue up and I push ready, I'm not expecting to win. I'm not expecting to lose. I'm just going to try to focus on one thing and let the game kind of unfold in front of me, and then just keep it moving forward. By having no expectations, good nor bad, they were really open to the experience and were able to display their talents or really focus on the things that they wanted to do. I really love that thing. So at the same time, I think what's really important to acknowledge is this in itself, this mindset, this learning mindset, or to look for something to work on, or to change your perspective towards something else when everything is collapsing in front of you, is a skill. And the reason I'm saying that is because I don't want people to think that this is something that I do or I can or cannot do. Or this is just something in my personality that it's easier for me to do, or this is not a part of my personality. Again, applying that same growth mindset thing from these articles to this discussion would be, maybe that's the skill in itself. Maybe that's the entire focus of this game, is I'm going to practice switching my mindset, training my mind on what to focus on. And here's the thing, you may be able to do it for 1 game, 2 games, 3 games, but if this is a skill that you're working on, you're gonna get tired. because it's going to take practice for you to do something you're not naturally inclined to do. But just because, say, on the 4th game, when you're tilted and you can't make that shift, that's not saying something that's bad about you. You're just tired of trying the skill. So it's time to take a break. So again, we can even apply the growth mindset to this skill too. Love it. Love it. Yo, Dice, come back tomorrow, baby. Come back tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll be continuing something like this. I'm kind of bouncing between Ryan Rants and kind words. So we'll see what I'm feeling. They're both really fun for me. So we'll see. But come back again, 7 p.m. PST, and we can continue our conversation and hang out. Yo, thank you, Ali, for stopping by on YouTube. This was a blessing, not gonna lie. This is some of the heavy stuff I've been dealing with IRL recently, so thank you, bro. I'm glad I could help you. I'm glad we could talk. And yeah, we can continue tomorrow. Beats and Breaks, sorry for lurking, but I love the stream. Yo, thanks for the follow, by the way, Beats and Breaks. Appreciate you. Appreciate the lurk. There you are. I see you. You are right there, running around on the floor. Love it. Thanks for coming on by. And again, thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow. So tomorrow, 7 p.m. PST. Maybe the theme will be growth mindset. Because there's so much apparent research on freaking growth mindset and stuff like that. But I feel like it's just been like covered so much. But I feel like there's no harm in covering it again, because I think this even like serves as a nice reminder for me. So maybe that will be the theme: growth mindset, how to apply it, all those kinds of things. And then maybe toxic mindset of like toxic positivity. We'll see, and where the kind of bouncing ball ADHD goes. But Yoeli, thank you so much for coming on YouTube, mind you. If you want to catch me there, you can. Dice on Sphere, always a pleasure, baby. Come back tomorrow. And then Beats and Breaks, thanks for lurking, thanks for the follow. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. PST. And if you want to keep this party rocking, you want some more crazy zany thoughts, you want some more esports psychology, some more rants, please visit my website, psychsensei.com. There you can find more links to my links to my LinkedIn, my TikTok. I try to post multiple times a day. Right now, I think it's put me in a little bit of jail because maybe I've been posting too much, but I have just a fuck ton of content. So follow me on Twitter. Follow me on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all of it there you can find on my website, psychsensei.com. And if you want to work with me, you want to get some coaching, please go to my website and fill out a free consultation form. And you and I can sit down, see what's kind of going on, and get you a little closer to your win condition. And like I said, those are completely free, baby. So why not? Why not? Plus, we can meet one-on-one, hang out, chill, vibe. All good. But again, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. PST. Thanks for coming. Love all of you. I hope this helped, and we can talk again tomorrow. All right, friends. Take it easy. Love ya. Bye. And remember, stronger mental wins. Peace. Bye.